Welcome to Friday Night Frights. Tonight we're going to be talking about Stephen King's The Mist with Crazy Joe from MegaPodTastic's YouTube channel and podcast. Now, for once in this show that I've had, I've always thrown out the name of the movie and got a hold of the YouTuber and asked him, would you like to do a show about this? This one is different. This one I wanted to do about a Stephen King movie, but I just couldn't remember, or really couldn't put my hands on what I wanted to pull out of the shelf and look at and talk about. So I said, Joe, you pick the movie. And he picked The Mist. I look on my shelf, I don't even own The Mist. And I remember seeing it one time. And the only thing I remember about it, well, I remember a few things, but the main thing I remember is the ending. And we'll talk a little bit about it and see if Crazy Joe likes the ending of that movie too. So let's get him on the horn right now and talk about Stephen King's The Mist from 2007. Crazy Joe, welcome to Friday Night Frights. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'll tell you, though, we recently, changed the clocks back, and it's got me all out of whack. I keep feeling like it's a Sunday.
Yeah, I was just thinking a few minutes ago about the time change and stuff. We are filming this on a Sunday. I like to do my videos ahead of time sometimes, so yes, it is Sunday. But you want to talk about The Mist, and I was just telling the viewers here that on the other shows, I just came up with something. Last season, the first season, we talked about franchises like Friday the 13th. We talked about the Dracula films and stuff. And this one, we're just talking about just one particular movie each show. And I talked about The Lost Boys, and I talked about Last House on the Left. And I always kind of just already had the title of the movie ready, and then just asked the YouTuber if they would like to talk about that movie. So feel special. You are the first one that I actually just said, pick a movie from Stephen King's his list of movies they put out of him, right? So I really just couldn't think of one to do it on, and then I said, hey, you just pick one out, and we'll do it there. So you're the first one that actually got to pick the movie they wanted to talk about.
Well, all right.
Yeah. So you're still hanging out?
Not an easy choice. Not an easy choice either. You said pick a Stephen King movie. There's a lot to choose from there.
Yeah, and I was expecting, most of the time Stephen King's, you think of Pet Sematary, you think of The Shining, you think of, Cujo, stuff like that. But The Mist, that's one that I can actually look on my shelf here, and I just told the viewers that I don't even own that movie. And I think I only saw it one time, and that was, it says it came out in 2007. I had to research it a little bit. It's got Thomas Jane in it, and he played in The Punisher, right?
Yeah.
He played in
he was I was going to say the first Punisher movie, but actually it's the second, because the first one was Dolph Lundgren, but the first, let's say the first Punisher movie of the modern era.
Yeah. And that one was like 2004, so that's about 3 years before he did The Mist. That wasn't the one with John Travolta in it, though, was it?
It was.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah.
So I have seen that one. Yeah, I remember seeing that one then. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
But it was some reason why you picked The Mist. Do you really like that film, or?
I did. I've seen it several times. It's been a while. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it's just, I don't know. It's one of those movies that it's kind of ominous, you don't know what's beyond the mist. Every now and then you'll see like a tentacle or something, but they don't show you much. Mm-hmm. So you're sitting there just kind of wondering, like, what is it?
Yeah.
And then you watch the people slowly go crazy, like some of the characters start, there's the religious woman, and she kind of sways a few of them, and then they just, the madness starts, setting in. I don't know, I really liked it.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I remember only watching it once. It's got Marcy Harden in it. Ain't that the chick that played in Gilmore Girls? I'm not sure what part she was in, but I believe she was like in Gilmore Girls.
it's hard for me to say because I never watched Gilmore Girls.
Oh, you never watched that?
But
maybe your
I
buddy,
hear it's good.
maybe your buddy CS knows about that one. He likes some chick flicks and stuff, don't he?
Oh, I know
show.
he loves the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah,
He's actually given me some crap for not having watched it before.
Okay, so I was right on that. I was just joking because the Spice Girls and some other shows that he's watched or whatever. We won't knock him or nothing, but I mean, everybody likes what they like. I've got a few of them, but I'm not going to probably tell you right now. Maybe I'll do a video on guilty pleasures or something. But it also had a chick named Lori Holden, and she played in a movie I just recently watched called Pie Wacket, and that was a good movie. I knew I had seen her somewhere, and it must have been from that. But I really, like I said, I haven't seen it probably since then. So we're talking a movie that's about 13 years old that I haven't seen. I just remember one thing. I did not like the ending. I really couldn't. Yeah, okay. I really didn't like the way they ended him in the car and everything. I think with his little boy. Was it a boy running it? Yeah. That really.
No, the ending was changed.
Oh, it was changed.
That was not Stephen King's ending. They actually went a little farther from where Stephen King left it, and Stephen King actually liked their ending better. He said that he thought their ending was better and a little darker than his ending. Yeah,
because what I remember, if correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I haven't seen it in a while, but I think they were getting out finally, and you know, I think he shot and killed his son. I guess he was going to kill himself too. And then the mist goes away, and there's nothing there. Basically, there's like an army and everything's coming through with tanks and stuff. That's what I remember.
Yes. Yeah, so it's like if he had just hung on.
Yeah.
Like like half a minute more.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we already kind of answered one question. What did you like about the mist? And you kind of talked about the story and everything. What's your favorite character of the movie?
Well, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I did I like Tom Jane's character, and I always like William Sadler. When William Sadler's in a movie or a show, I always like him, and he's one of the ones who kind of goes nuts in it.
Yeah,
you know, he's one of the ones that, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Marcia Gay Harden, she was the one who played the religious fanatic, and she kind of like gets William Sadler ends up like, you know, going to her side. But yeah, I always like him. But yeah, no, I think Tom Jane was my favorite in the movie.
Yeah, like I said, I kind of looked it up to see, you know, who all played in it because I couldn't remember. But then I saw her face and I was like, I think she played in Gilmore Girls, and I remember her being in it. And I think I remember, like you said, being the religious person that just really went off and everything in the movie. But I don't remember who played the little boy in it. But I did like the fact that they were trapped in like a supermarket. And, you know, they're just, like you said, they're afraid to go outside. They don't know what's going on. And King kind of leads you on trying to, you know, figure out what's going on. And some people like that stuff and some people don't. They want to see whatever it is right away or whatever. But I like to build up to stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
So
this movie was kind of cool because when it came out on Blu-ray, they made a black and white cut of the movie.
Oh, they did?
And I watched that. Yeah, I watched that a couple times. That's pretty cool too. It works well in black and white. But it's like a special feature on the Blu-ray. You can watch it in black and white if you want.
Going to have to look it up now. I'm probably going to have to pick it up because, like I said, I did like a lot of the movie, but I just really didn't like the ending. And I hear they do that a lot with the King movies. When people direct his movies, they change a little bit, and sometimes he likes it and sometimes he don't, I guess.
Yeah. I think he's pretty vocal when he does it.
I heard that he didn't really like The Shining for years until now when Dr. Sleep came out, and he kind of says it fits right with that a lot more than what his book did or whatever. I heard somebody say something about that online.
Yeah, and I remember he did his own version of The Shining, saying he was going to do it right, and then nobody really liked his.
Yeah, that was like a made-for-TV thing or something?
Yeah, it started one of the guys from Wings, the sitcom Wings, was like, but I mean, you can't replace Jack Nicholson with the guy from Wings. That's not going to work.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like the rest of these other movies we're talking about with Kings, say you had a top 5 King list, where would you rank The Mist in there at? Would you put it in the top 5?
I think it would be my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think It Chapter 1 would be up there.
Yeah.
And 1408. I liked 1408. That would be in my top 5.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, with John Cusack. Yeah, I like that one. That was about the hotel room. That one was really out there too.
Yeah. And then probably Carrie. And I don't know what my 5th would be, but like Carrie would be up there. And
that's wild.
It's tough. He's made so many.
That's wild that you would put The Mist in there at number 1. But that's cool though, because most of the time you always hear Pet Sematary, or you hear Cujo, or you hear Firestarter, or you hear, Cat's Eye, or just something like that, or The Shining. Mostly you hear The Shining a lot. But I mean, there's been so many other, and there's a lot of movies out there that come out that are really not that kind of horror film. It's something else, that he wrote, and a lot of people didn't know that he wrote that story, like The Running Man,
Yeah, or Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, Shawshank, and The Green Mile. I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember getting the Green Mile book years and years ago when I was a lot younger, before they even made the movie, and actually read that back then, and I just thought, some of his movies you remember growing up with, you think, well, yeah, they definitely going to make a movie of that or whatever, but that was one that I didn't think they would probably make one, and then they made one. And then there's some on Netflix that, like 1922 or Gerald's Game, stuff like that they've been putting out here recently. That's pretty cool, too.
I didn't know he made Gerald's Game.
Oh, yeah.
That's, yeah. No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they made Gerald's Game. It's pretty cool. It's a Netflix original. So if you got Netflix, get on there and check that out. I recently bought the Blu-ray from a place called Stinky Tuna that specialize in like making movies on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever. I guess they just burn it right off of Netflix and they sell it. And they make the covers and everything. And even though I got Netflix, I still wanted that. It come in a 2-pack with that in 1922.
Yeah, I got a couple of Stinky Tunas. I got their Fright Night Part 2.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
That I don't think that's ever been available on Blu-ray legally, or officially, I should say.
It was on DVD years ago, and it was out of print. And I picked one up. I picked one up at a flea market for like $5 one time. And at that time, this was like 2012, 2013. I just never really cared much for that, but I picked it up because I knew it was a good one to get that cheap. And I turned around and sold it on eBay for like $40. I couldn't believe it at that time that somebody was going to pay $40 for that. But it might. I don't know if they put it on Blu-ray or not since then. But it was cool talking about The Mist. I'm going to have to revisit that one. Maybe it's on Netflix. You know if it's on there?
I'm not sure. I think who made The Mist? What studio was that from? It was from MGM.
It might be.
I don't know who they have a contract with. These streaming services like Warner Brothers has HBO, and I don't know who MGM has their dealings with.
Well, I'll have to check it out and see. If not, like I said, I'd like to get the Blu-ray and watch that black and white version you said. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? It looks like it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay. You looked it up. That's cool.
I did a Google search. It came up. So.
Well, that's cool. Maybe I'll have to get on there and check it, which probably should have done it before we did the video because I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I do remember the ending and had a few other things to talk about it with you. So, but you're on YouTube as MegaPodTastic, and you have your own podcast, right?
That's right. The MegaPodTastic podcast. We've been calling it the all-new MegaPodTastic podcast because I kind of rebooted it, but we've been doing it for long enough now that I think we're going to drop the all-new because it's not new anymore. Yeah. So, the MegaPodTastic podcast, wherever you get podcasts, whether it be iTunes or Amazon or Stitcher, we're everywhere.
Yeah. Huh. And I recently started a podcast with my buddy Scotty Slasher. Terror in the Owls, which we talk about horror movies and, of course, horror toys and other kind of the 80s toys and stuff like that. So I don't know if you gave that a listen or not. I'm going to have to check yours out, too. You have?
Yeah, I have. I've listened to at least 2 episodes.
Yeah, we got 5 so far. We're getting ready this next weekend. We'll be filming number 6. We usually try to get together every 2 or 3 weeks and put one out. So, you know, it's kind of routine right now. We're getting better at it as we go, but we have fun with it. You know, he's got it on Podbean. I think he's on Apple, and of course he puts it on his YouTube channel, Scott Slasher World. So we have fun doing that. Maybe we'll have to play a trailer to The Mist and maybe talk about The Mist on an episode here soon. Some of these overlooked Stephen King movies, because at one time I would probably put that in that category at the time, because I haven't seen it but that one time. So you always think about all them other ones, and think about the one that he directed. You remember the one that Stephen King directed?
Oh, Maximum Overdrive.
Hell yeah. Maybe we're going to have to have you on another show and talk about that one. But you know, there's people out there that hate that movie, but I love it.
I always remember the trailer to that movie, because the trailer was just Stephen King talking to the camera, telling you how scary the movie was going to be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the trailer ended with him saying, "I'm going to scare the hell out of you."
Yeah. love the tractor trailer and the Green Goblin there. And Emilio Estevez, he ruled in the 80s. So I watched every movie he was in. So, but
now, you know what movie Stephen King? It's not based on any of his books, but he did write the script. Creepshow.
Oh yeah,
Creepshow's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody's got to have Creepshow in their collection. So that's about all I got to talk about The Mist here with Crazy Joe. And thank you for being on Friday Night Frights. I hope you had a good time, and maybe we can have you back on another show talking about something else.
I'd love to do it. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, that's it for this Friday Night Frights. Thanks, Joe, for being on the show. You can always check him out. I'll put the links in the bottom to MegaPodTastic's YouTube channel, and you can check him out on Apple, where podcasts are at. And I'm still getting into that stuff too myself. Got to check him out on there. He's a real good talker and knows his stuff about Star Trek and other things, including The Mist. So that's it for this episode. Till next time.